And today I am joined by my two friends, Lisa Rowe, the CEO of Support After Abortion, and Janine Marone, who is the founder and president of the board of Support After Abortion. Now, this amazing ministry is out there caring for the women and the men who have been impacted by abortion. And this is such an important ministry in the pro-life movement. I'm so happy to be joined by them today so that we can dive into the desperate need that we have for just services for men and women in this way. So thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Indeed.
So let's just dive right in. So Janine, can you tell us a little bit more about Support After Abortion? What's your ministry's mission in the pro-life movement? How you got started?
Actually, it started about 7 years ago with a kind of an idea. I run something called Luncheons for Life. It's a grassroots networking luncheon for like-minded people. We have 9 of them now, so I've certainly been through a lot of luncheons with a lot of conversation around life. How it works is we have a guest speaker and then we pass the mic. So there's a lot of networking. For the first 4 months of Luncheons for Life, we had pregnancy centers. By the time we did the 5th pregnancy center, the executive director said, you know what, I'm going to bring in one of my after-abortion counselors. I think it was Surrender the Secret. Anyway, she spoke about her own personal abortion experience and about the program. You could have heard a pin drop in that room because everybody that was there, including myself, realized that there were other victims to an abortion than the baby. So that led into bringing in the Project Rachel for our diocese. But time goes on, and it seemed to me that we really weren't getting to many people, knowing that with 47 years of legalized abortion, that there are millions of men and women and grandparents and brothers and sisters that may need help. So about 3 years ago, the executive directors of the 3 counties of Southwest Florida and myself got together and we talked about what can we do about it. And the idea was let's just inventory everything that we have and try and create some kind of single intake. And I said I would underwrite that. So we were able to find somebody, and the person that came was actually Karen Barbito. She's one of our founding members as well. And while she's been through her own personal abortion experience, she was relatively new to all pregnancy centers and all things pro-life. So she herself went through 8 programs, including Surrender the Secret and Forgiven and Set Free and Project Rachel and countless others, and then did a study of the other 7 or 8 that are in book or manual form. And at that time, so this is now 3 years, we realized that there were a lot of gaps between the programs. There was no one size fits all. Everybody is in a different place for their healing. And I'm going to use a quick analogy. It's like going to a podiatrist with a toothache. Yeah, he may be able to help you or she may be able to help you, but that's probably not the best physician for you. And that was kind of the birth of what happened. So over the period of 3 years, we've attended conferences, built our own program, develop strategic partners, become part of all kinds of alliances, so that really our mission in this, while we will serve any client that wants it, we also want to be able to be a bridge and a facilitator for all the programs and leadership that's out there that needs to be enlightened about a lot of what we know. And by the way, we also have research to back this up. Then educated, equipped, and ultimately empowered. And that's basically Support After Abortion in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely beautiful. So while you guys have existed for a long time, I'm sure a lot of our followers are actually probably familiar with you from a more recent film that came out. So for those of you, our followers who don't know, Support After Abortion was the contact information that was shown at the very end of the film Unplanned, right before the end credits came on. And the creators of Unplanned definitely recognize the importance and the need of a ministry like Support After Abortion in the pro-life movement. Lisa, could you maybe share with us and all of our viewers why post-abortive care is such a necessity in building a culture of life?
Yeah, that's so awesome that you would bring that all together, because it feels as though we've been around for a really long time, but in reality, today is our first day as our own entity, because for the last 3 years, we have been being incubated by a pregnancy center in Southwest Florida. So everything Janine talked about was being cultivated over the last 3 years within a pregnancy center. I was the pregnancy center's executive director. So it's really neat to be sitting here in front of all of your followers, our followers, and those who are learning about after abortion care, because we really realized through that experience, like Janine said, how important it was to focus on filling that gap, because we were the center that was offering the healing program at, on March through April at 10 a.m. in the morning, and then, maybe again in November or whatnot, and it wasn't working. And so, like Janine said, the research and our experience really shows the need to have somebody, and we have really received that call to say, we're willing to come together and fill that gap and really find a way to reach more people. And I believe that that's what attracted Abby Johnson and the Unplanned crew to us, because in 2017, we were at the Pro-Life Women's Conference, and that was where Support After Abortion really got its debut. We had our own booth, Abby let us speak, and it was just an amazing experience, but she really caught the heart of our ministry. It's that we wanted to be different. We wanted to make sure that we weren't leaving anyone behind. We knew that restoration was needed. She understood that. Mm-hmm. And that's why it was so important at the end of the movie that she had a ministry that could really respond to the needs of anybody that reached out. Because we don't know who was watching the movie. It could be somebody who was really founded in their faith. It could be somebody that was newly to their faith. It could be somebody that is still wandering. And so she knew that we would meet that person right where they were at. We'd respond to emails and text messages and phone calls with no judgment, confidential, with somebody who could relate to what that person's experience, that abortion experience that they had. And so that's really why I believe that we were chosen to be a resource. And something else that you said that I found was really cool, because another piece of what we really feel excited about is we get to be a part of the Abortion Recovery Coalition. Mm-hmm. And at their very first meeting, almost a year ago, we decided that we wanted to use the terminology after abortion care. No longer did we want to define people by their abortion. And we've been talking about this person-centered approach. When you talk about people that use wheelchairs and people that have disabilities, don't use their disability to define them. But yet we're still doing that in our work. And so really, I love that you said the post-abortive piece, because we really want the audience and everyone that continues to really understand what it is to heal from an abortion, that it's an abortion healing experience. Women and men we don't want to define them by their abortion. So there's just so many pieces, but they all tie together, and it's just a really exciting time.
No, that's absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So Janine, there are a range of these after abortion healing ministries out there. But I feel like Support After Abortion has its own very unique approach to caring for these women. And like Lisa said, this is what drew Abby and the Unplanned team to you guys. But you guys care for women and men in such a unique way. So when someone contacts your ministry, how do you work with them to find the care and support that they need?
I think the first thing to say is, like a lot of things in the pro-life industry, we're fragmented. There's different pregnancy centers do certain things, churches do other things, or don't do other things. So what we've really trying to address is all of that fragmentation, because we're not going to handle all of these. So we really need to have strategic partners. So I'll tell you what Karen did and her crew did just before Unplanned, because I think it's a really great story. We didn't know exactly how many contacts we were going to get from the movie. It was hard to tell. And we knew that we didn't have enough people to handle it. So about the 3 months before the movie, Karen organized about 40 volunteers to vet 1,500 agencies across the United States. When I say vet, to really see, are they serious about providing some after abortion care? What is it? How do they operate? What are their hours of operation? So we do a couple of things. One, we're an intake. I like to think of us, there's an organization across the United States called 211. And basically you call 211 if you can't pay a utility bill, or you're hunger or homeless or mental illness or things like that. And I've always been impressed with it here in Southwest Florida. So I thought, what if we could do that? So that's basically what Karen did when we got the concentrated number of contacts from Unplanned. So she went across the country to find out what the agencies had so that she could reliably refer a client to one of those agencies. Now, that's where the bridge comes in. And that's where we really need more volunteers, as well as other agencies to participate in this. Because people need a person before they get a program.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is so important, whether it's Project Rachel or it's Surrender the Secret or whatever it is, because all of these have a different temperature relative to the faith-based. One's inside the Catholic Church, one's aren't. Most of them are Bible studies or in certain points in time. So basically what we did is about 20% of the people that contacted us, we actually held in-house, and the other 70% got referred, and then 10% got referred to the internet. So it's a variety of different things, and we want to continue to build that capacity across our country, because as more and more people become aware, well, first of all, people are aware of their woundedness. In our recent survey results, 50% of those that we talked to in a reproductive loss study said that the person involved had an adverse effect after the loss. So we know that. The second thing that we know is roughly 88%, when asked where to go, did not know. So with all the resources that are out there, because of all of that fragmentation and the lack of real organized advertising or marketing, we have a wounded society from the impact of abortion with no place to go. So our role is going to be to elevate all of that capacity as well as awareness.
No, I love that. And just meeting people where they're at, I feel like that's so vital in the pro-life movement. And you can really see the beautiful and life-changing effect it can have on men and women when you do just treat them as a person first. So thank you just for taking on this mission. Yeah, so Lisa, I know that Support After Abortion has several events lined up over the next few months. Could you tell me about some of them?
Sure, I sure will. And I feel like I can speak to all the ministries that are listening. We're all going through this ever-changing dynamic. We just found out in Florida that we're on lockdown for 30 days, and talking to you earlier, you guys already have that. And, so we're adapting every day we had our last face-to-face meeting today, and it's just an ever-changing world, right? And I think Janine said this the other day, and I think it coincides with it so well, is that here we have had a virus in our culture for 47 years, an abortion virus for 47 years. And here comes coronavirus, right? Locks us all down. And I can't tell you all the creativity that's coming to me, the professionals I'm talking to, what we're coming up with. I can't tell you how many times Janina said to me, I never have this kind of time, right? So I just feel like God is just opening up the door for us to really use this opportunity to face what we know to have been, what we know is 47 years of a death culture. And we just really feel like the time is now. And so as we look at the events that we were supposed to go to Heartbeat here in April, but now we're going to be teaching online. As Janine mentioned, our director of programming, Karen Barbito, is on the Abortion Recovery Coalition. They're doing a 3-hour intensive about the importance of abortion recovery and what's out there, how we're treating women, men, how we're trying to find a way to reach those who aren't willing to come face to face, and all of those pieces. And then we're also doing another training on the same day on why it's so important to have an options-based curriculum in every one of our pregnancy centers, because of what I shared at the beginning. It's so valuable to offer more than just that 2 times a year Bible study curriculum. We could see so many more men and women freed from the burden that they've been carrying, the secret, the shame. And so we have that. And then we've also been I guess the word is, we've been we haven't been asked. We're going to be presenting at CareNet. So we also have that same opportunity. That's it. So we're just really grateful because we just wanted to get out there. We want our face to get out there. We want the message of an options-based program to be nationally known and how important it is. And all of the people that are providing abortion healing across the country see us as an asset and a collaborator. And we just are so grateful because if we could, out of a million abortions that happen in the United States every year, we know that 50% of those people that are walking in that abortion clinic have already had an abortion. What if we could, the minute that they get, they realize they need healing, that we could be there with a program that matches their need. They're not going to return to that abortion clinic for their second abortion. We could end 50% of the abortions right now if we could provide a very strong and comprehensive healing program nationally. I mean, we could change the world when it comes to our work. And so that's the message that we're trying to get out with our events. We have an opportunity we're launching our book, Unraveled Roots, which talks about the roots of abortion. That's coming on Amazon on April 14th. We're really excited about that. And who knows what's to come? We're looking at technological opportunities, webinars, who knows? This opportunity was a gift. And so we're just really grateful.
No, it's beautiful. And I agree. I've been loving seeing how the pro-life movement has really banded together and has almost a new spark of energy under it as we come together as a nation, not only trying to save lives with this pandemic, but we're just helping our neighbors out. We're becoming a kinder community, I think. And it's beautiful to see. And then just the energy of how we can be creative and helping the men, women, and the unborn that just desperately need our help. So this is really just a great opportunity.
Yes.
So and going in for anyone of our followers who are listening today, Janine, how can they support the work that you guys are doing? What can they do that would best help you guys, would most benefit you all, especially during this time frame?
Well, as you can imagine, the spiritual warfare is going to be intense because to have us do what we want to do really is not just about us. It's about bringing a whole network of providers in a much more collaborative way. So we need prayer. So number one would be prayer. Next would be for all of the viewers, I'm sure most or many are very pro-life, to learn how to talk to people that have had an abortion because they are not alone and they have not been allowed to grieve. So they call it disenfranchised grief. And so we live in a society that is so wounded but silent. And there is help, and we're part of that. The other I would say, just to visit our website, which is supportafterabortion.com. Visit us on Facebook and sign up for our newsletter. And anything that you want to do relative to your time, talent, and treasure, we are more than willing to talk about.
Yeah, that's just fantastic. And we'll be putting the link of how people can get more in contact with you, links to your social media in the comments right after this. So thank you for that. And then, Lisa, if anyone listening today is in need of support after abortion or knows someone who is in need of this type of support, how can they best reach out to you guys?
So they can reach out to us several ways. But before I answer that, I think it's really important that whoever is listening, whoever this message is reaching, that we all know one person who's been impacted by abortion. We likely know more than one person. So if it's not you, it's somebody you know. It's the father who drove her daughter to the abortion clinic. It's the pastor in your church. It's the mom who had an abortion who encouraged her daughter to have an abortion. It's the sister that kept the secret. The stories go on and on and on. So we just want to let everyone know that it's not just the person who experienced the abortion. It's not just the mom and the dad. It is the whole system of people that surround that decision, that experience, that we want you to know that we are here for you. And so if you're hearing this message right now, we are here. Call our number, 844-289-HOPE. That's 844-289-4673. That number can be found on our website at supportafterabortion.com. You can text, call. We have a Facebook page, an Instagram page. We get messages anywhere and everywhere, and we will be happy to respond on any platform that you're comfortable on. We just want you to know that you are not alone and we are here for you.
Thank you for that. And also, we're going to be showing how people can get onto your website right at the bottom of this screen right now. So please do reach out to them if you or anyone that you know could be in need of this type of ministry service. So thank you for that.
Yes, thank you.
So before we close things out, is there any message that you would like to share with the women or men who have been affected by abortion?
Yes, we just want to make sure that everybody knows that you are not alone and we are here to help.
Amen.
Well, thank you for that. Well, thank you to both of you guys, Lisa and Janine, and thank you to all of our followers for joining us today. This is, again, such a vital part of the pro-life movement, helping out these men and women. Like you said, it's how we're going to change the hearts and minds. It's how we're going to bring about a culture of life.
Amen.
And by treating people as people, whether they are born or unborn, that's what the pro-life movement is all about. So just thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If you guys watching would like to learn more about the amazing work that Support After Abortion is doing, you should really check out their newest blog post that was just published before we went live. You can find it on the Support After Abortion's website, link right on the screen. The newest blog post is titled Support After Abortion Enables Healing from Shame and Grief, which I think is such a powerful message. For more details, you can also head over to their website and you can follow them on social media. You guys are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I believe.
Yes.
Am I missing anything on there?
YouTube, LinkedIn, yes.
Okay, there we go. And like Lisa said, you can also contact them if you are in need of any help at 844-289-HOPE. That's 844-289-4673. So just thank you so much again for being with us today. I'm so glad we had this opportunity to talk and to share your message of hope. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.